Portfolio Slicer is a free application that lets you track your investments your way. It is designed for advanced Excel users who want to use freedom and power of Excel for their investment tracking and reporting. To use Portfolio Slicer, you will need PC with Windows OS and with Microsoft Excel 2010. Any edition of Excel will work except for the Starter Edition. Secondly, you will need free add-in from Microsoft called Power Pivot. Long name for this add-in is Microsoft SQL Server 2012 Power Pivot for Microsoft Excel 2010. This add-in provides groundbreaking technology that allows fast manipulation of large datasets. You will also need daily or monthly historical price quotes. Portfolio Slicer comes with free script that will download stock quotes from Yahoo Financial website and format them for loading into Portfolio Slicer. We can see here, this is a file formatted for you from the stocks that you are tracking. Very easy to use. You will also need pre-formatted Excel workbook with source information about your investments, particularly list of your investment transactions. Here is the investment source book that comes with Portfolio Slicer. You would enter information about your investments, and most importantly, this is transaction table that you will have to populate that will include all your transactions, that is buys, dividends, deposits, splits, and so on. There are some other tables you have to enter information for example, this is a symbol or actual for each stock you buy, you'll have to enter that information here, and you will also have to enter some attributes for this symbol. And lastly, you will Portfolio Slicer will need the workbook that contains investment tracking Power Pivot database with 90 plus defined calculations and 35 plus pre-built reports. We go into Excel where Power Pivot is installed. We can switch to diagram view and we'll see this is a pre-built database for you in Portfolio Slicer, and we have a lot of calculations that are defined here for you as well. So if we go to we can click through the calculations, and here in this area you will see the calculations that are already predefined for you. Portfolio Slicer workbook uses Power Pivot technology to merge data from historical stock price quotes file and from investment source workbook, and on the fly calculate how your investments were doing at any point in time. To better understand Portfolio Slicer, let's look at some reports that are included with this workbook. Here is a value movement report that shows how your investments were doing for the last 6 months. If we look at the total value here, we see the total value changing for each month. What really happens here is Portfolio Slicer calculates for end of the month how much cash you had in your accounts and how much equity you had in your accounts. To calculate how much equity you have in your accounts, it goes through all transactions for specific portfolio. It sees how many shares of each stock you bought, how many you sold, what split happens, and then it calculates at the end what is the number of shares for each stock you hold. Then it will go to quotes file and it will find what was the price of that symbol at the end of the month, specifically here. And based on that, it will calculate what is the equity value at the end of each month. And then to calculate cash value, it will go through all your deposits. And then wherever you buy a stock, it will subtract cash amount equal to amount of equity you bought. When you sell equity, it will add that value to your cash amount. When you receive dividends, this cash amount goes to your cash value. So all that information is tracked and is calculated on the fly. You see here for each of the cell, all that information is calculated on the fly from the two source informations you have. There are a lot of calculation that happens here on the fly, and it is possible just because we're using powerful Power Pivot technology that it's just recently introduced by Microsoft. And again, the Power Pivot technology, it's free to use on Microsoft Excel. All these reports that you see here in this, for example, short-term info dashboard, they are also sensitive to the additional filters. As an example, if I'll click on a joint account or joint portfolio, you notice that the value movement and monthly deposit and daily equity value changes. All these reports right away changed, and now they show the value that is directly filtered by the slicer, which is above here. And all these recalculations happen very fast. Let's look on another dashboard. This is long-term dashboard. Again, we see the movement in your portfolio. This time it's yearly movements. We also see rate of return, annualized rate of return of how each of your portfolio was doing for a year after year and in total. We see dividends paid and so on. All these reports are calculated, and you can very easily access them and refresh them. Here is the holdings details, and we see what investments you are holding as of now. And again, you can filter and any of the portfolios, and you see how fast everything is recalculated. And we're calculating here on the fly what is the first date when the investment was bought, what is the current quantity you're holding, what was the book price, what was the book value, price hold, and so on. There are other calculations, and you see how quickly this changes. Again, the Power Pivot technology is just amazing. It lets us create these type of reports. This is a simple split report that tells you how your investments are allocated, and it really depends on the information you entered about each symbol in your source workbook. Symbol chart information. This is just a sample of what we can create. These are moving averages and each symbol moving information over the years. So you just saw what Portfolio Slicer can do with demo data. And if you want to see the same reports with your data, don't wait. Download Portfolio Slicer from this website. It is absolutely free. All the scripts, all code for all the calculations are open. You can see how they defined, and you can create your own additional calculations. It's very easy for you to create your own reports, and you have a power of Excel where you can format and report any way you want. For example, you can go here and apply just conditional formatting here. It's as easy as that. If you know how to use Excel, it's very simple to use Portfolio Slicer. If you have a here report for holdings and you want to see that holdings by allocation, you simply drop something here, and now you have a report where all your holdings are also shown by allocation, and it's automatically, you see subtotals for allocation. So don't hesitate, don't wait, go and download Portfolio Slicer right now and start tracking your investments your ways. Thank you.